everybody. Welcome to My Name is Spike. My name is Spike, and we are playing Lone Echo 2. We are continuing the story from Lone Echo 1. I know it sounds redundant, but just letting you know that it is a continuous storyline. We're playing all the way through to its conclusion. Long, boring diatribes and all. I apologize for 2 weeks ago. I couldn't put something up because, long story short, I did something technical. I put a new drive in, moved the game. Meta is stupid. I put something in my community tab. You can see the details. I'm not going to rehash it again. But anyways, yeah, it was bad. And I had to replay through the entire game. So this is going to go up late Saturday, probably mid-afternoon to evening. By the time all the processing and all the YouTube stuff is processed. Not much I can do about that. But yeah, we're going to continue the story. Right now, it's really hard to explain the story. Like if I wanted to go back and recount it, I can't. We're in the future. We're going to try to go back in time. We need a fuel cell from the drive bay. We also need biomass. We need to collect a creature, probably the ticks. I need to get them in containers and stuff like that. This game, if you don't know, is a strictly puzzle game. I don't think there's any action at any point. There's no shooting, even if I have this cool cutter. That's it. It opens locks. And they have a scanner tool. Just recap for anybody who's never played before. Just lets me scan things, which I'm going to go do in a second. Stuff like that. Like it's pretty much that's it. Over here is missions. You swipe it, you get this cool little tablet, this is cool. I like this. The technology. She got unselected. The technology is pretty cool. Like, you did a really good job with the way everything works technology-wise. It's really well thought out. Like, it's some of the best sci-fi.
Please continue searching for cargo drones to scan, Jack. More are still in the area, though they may have drifted into hard-to-reach locations.
That is a character named Juno, and she's working with a doctor that is trying to save everybody, essentially. All the major planets have been overrun by this thing called the biomass, which destroys humans, it infects them, and it destroys them. And do I need to go up? It's an amazing...
Jack, to stay protected from radiation out there, you'll need to activate radiation dampeners with your data link. They can be found on both charging docks and cargo drones.
Oh. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, we're floating in space, so if you have a thing for...
Is there any possibility of recovering this drone?
I'm not sure. Its guidance module is clearly offline, but some of its other systems might still be attacked. Scanning its data port will allow us to evaluate.
Radiation dampener activated.
Hypothesis confirmed. With sufficient data, I'll be able to construct a tool for extending your reach, Jack.
Does this tool have a name, Juno?
Well, it will essentially project your grip across space, so I suppose...
It's a grip projector. Let's move on.
More data will be needed.
There'll be plenty on the way to the drive bay.
Yeah, that...
You know what to look for.
That doctor's got...
Affirmative. Inoperable cargo drones, but with functioning data ports. Heading to the drive bay.
Please remember the charging docks have radiation dampeners as well, Jack. They'll help keep you safe out there.
Thank you, Juno.
So the doctor is basically trying to save humanity, but, you know, he's still a dick. I know he's under a lot of pressure and everything, but, yeah. I was looking to see if there's any drones around, because sometimes there's drones, and you can scan the drones for data. You know, there's little Easter eggs around the game. There's achievements. Last game, well, in Lone Echo 1, I didn't really complete some of the Easter eggs. So the puzzle of this game is I need to get there as fast as possible and activate this force field, which protects me from the radiation of basically being in outer space. My suit is this. So this is my shielding. This gets down to nothing. I literally shut down and then respawn again into a new suit. So I have like turbos. Come out of the shield and start dying. All this crackling is dying.
There was some biomass
This equipment is some form of dock or buoy.
Affirmative. It's one of the station's charging docks. They're set up to facilitate recharging and navigation for the various drones deployed here.
Charging.
Though it is worth noting that the Doctor and I have redeployed several pieces of equipment as well. Fortunately, with the generator repaired, we should be able to restore most of the equipment throughout the station by scanning their data ports.
Understood.
This number 2, unfortunately, has a lot of dialogue. So charging dock. So I gotta get down and charge my shield because I'm gonna die soon. Although that went up a little bit in charge. I'm just looking real quick to see if there's any way to charge. There's no charging unit on there. But that, I was floating in space, so this is cool. I got my legs. So my legs. See my legs. Alright. Enough playing around. So yeah, so I'm trying to get to the... Where is it here? Where is it? I'm pretty sure I'm trying to get over there. For some reason my mission keeps getting... No, it's selected. Is it where? Okay, there it is. So drive back. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes the game does stuff like that. You have to turn your head a certain way up and down for the stuff to appear. But when now my guide is gone. All right. So looking ahead, I see the charger. I see another drone. So I need to get to the charge, and then I need to get to the drone. I don't know if the charger is going to...
Jack, my data suggests sufficient drones presently inhabit the vicinity. However, there is a possibility their positions have drifted over time. Comprehensive examination of the region is advised. Shields at 50%.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shields at 30%.
Echo 1, those charging docks won't have the data you now need to design your new tool, but they will restore your power. Hold your hands near the induction panel, and it will recharge your shielding.
The Doctor is correct. The dock's data won't help in developing a new tool. However, I think it may still prove useful, specifically because the docks normally maintain a coordination and optimization network. They contain shared data from across the station. Prior to the generator going offline, the units in irradiated areas were sharing optimizations that I believe could still be used to improve your multispectral shielding, Jack.
Scanning further docks should provide the necessary data?
Yes, I believe so. I've added a tracker to your data tab.
You have. What is this? Alright, well anyways, I see one over there, so I'm going to try to make myself there, get myself there, I'm sorry, as fast as I can. Because I'm doing okay on shielding right now. Alright. So yeah, it's not an exciting game, really.
My readings show usable cargo drones still remaining in the area, Jack.
Yeah.
Locating and scanning them will be necessary for creating your new tool.
But where? Be more specific of in the area? Like what does that mean? What does it mean? Let's see what she's talking about. That's the biomass, by the way. If I touch that while it's active, it eats me alive. Pretty much destroys me. If you were watching the other games, the other plays and everything, it's good times. It's pretty horrific. Alright, so I'm gonna go to that one. See how fast we can get there. This may not work. We may die before we get there.
Shields at 95%.
We're dying pretty fast. We're dying pretty fast.
Archives recovered. I'm quite confident now that with more optimization data, I can significantly improve your multispectral shielding's resistance to radiation.
am curious to know, why is my shielding not already optimized? Neither my shell nor the charging docks or experimental technology is correct.
That is true.
I sound angry.
I believe the lack of optimization stems from two related factors. Firstly, there has not been a significant need for such optimization. The current shielding configuration has been more than adequate for typical X3 mission profiles. Secondly, practical testing scenarios for data collection have not presented themselves until quite recently.
You are referring to the Estrella?
Indeed. Only after its arrival and the Doctor's subsequent attempts at salvage operations in its vicinity have the docks had sufficient exposure to generate meaningful findings. Fortunately, now that you are using an X3 shell, it's become apparent that those findings can be put to additional use. Apollo, I believe I may be able to extend Jack's reach by about 4 meters. I hope that will be far enough.
Affirmative.
Just a few more scans should suffice, Jack.
Sure, why not? A few more scans. Charger, yeah, this charger right over there. So we'll go ahead to that one. Oh my God, I'm getting low, so we'll have to book it.
Data stores recovered. Network connectivity restored. This should prove useful in optimizing your multispectral shielding, Jack.
Charge. So yeah, essentially it's a puzzle game. You're just basically trying to figure out the puzzle, follow the pathways. It's all good and stuff, but what do I do? Sometimes, if you haven't seen the other games, sometimes to get upgraded, you have to step inside this thing. No? Okay. So I see another one over there. I don't see anything out here. Again, you do not want to play this if you get vertigo. I'm just saying. You just do not. Because you're floating through space and there's nothing around you. It's you're three-dimensional and it's a thing. It's I don't get motion sick very often, but what is that? We'll get a little closer look. That looks like a torpedo. What is a torpedo? See,
Jack, I'm detecting extreme radiation nearby.
Oh.
If you can pinpoint the source, I advise staying clear.
Okay. That is the source.
Hazard identified. An active warhead from the Estrella.
Once your grid projector is installed, removal of dangerous objects like this will be possible. Until then, maintaining a prudent distance is advisable.
Okay, there's one there. So it's like I said, you gotta figure out the pattern. I can go the wrong direction. So if I could end up just not making it, you gotta kind of start over. There's one there. There's another one on the other side. Yeah, I can see the flashing. I think that's that. Nope, that's something else. And then there's one there. And then there's our destination. There's also a drone up there. So we're not going to mess with that. That's probably going to be a later thing. We have to get to that drone, so I'm going to have to use my new powers to move it away. All right, let's go down to this one. Some of it's kind of just floating around, guys. I'm just gonna take out.
Shields at 95%.
Yes. All right, so I see drone, and then like almost like stepping ladders, step stones to get to the dry bay destination. All right, so let's go here. Now it's next to a biomass. We got to be real careful, so I can't dig around.
Shields at 95%.
I totally understand.
The stasis projection technology will be simpler to adapt than previously anticipated. If you scan one more cargo drone, I believe I will have enough data to complete your new tool.
Cargo drone. Let's do it. One more. That special tool.
please visit a fabricator to install your new tool jack. Most charging docks will have one nearby.
Look how beat up my arm is. Charging docks. Do I have to go back to the charging? Oh, charging docks is right there. Well, that's convenient. Isn't that convenient? I think it's convenient.
Shields at 50%.
I know.
Analyzing. Perfect, as predicted. I now have sufficient data to improve your multispectral shielding jack. Please return to the nearest fabricator for installation.
Apollo, I wanted to ask.
Yes, Captain.
Well, you probably figured this out already, but you know this isn't your time, right? This isn't the future you came from.
Affirmative. When we first arrived, I was able to accurately calculate the astronomical year. However, I lacked sufficient data to determine that the course of history had been altered. I apologize for having misinformed you. The fact that half of the Estrella was left in your time and led to system-wide decimation of the human race is clear evidence of a tactical oversight on my part.
Tactical oversight. Tactical oversight. Dude, I am so using that. Alright. Make me stronger, faster, better than most people.
Grip projector installed. To use your grip projector, simply point at a target, activate the projector, and direct it with your hand.
Look at this.
Any sufficiently small piece of debris would be ideal to experiment on.
Impressive work, Juno. Apollo, will I be able to access the fuel cells now?
I believe so.
Good. Heading to the drive bay.
It's kind of fun now. Okay, now the little target thing came back. The problem is it's not very long as far as reach goes. You mentioned something about using this. Oh, that's just too short. Alright. Fall to the bouncy ball, do the missions.
Liv, I found a part of the Kronos 2, the hull identification panel. I believe it was pulled through with us when we time jumped.
Just couldn't stand to be without us, could she? You know, I volunteered for the Kronos. No one else would touch it. Too far out. But that's exactly why I went after it.
So that's a little closer.
I wanted to get as far out there as I could. Fast forward a couple years and we're making that jump on the Estrella. All of a sudden, there's 4 centuries between me and everything I've ever known. Can't really get much further out than that, can you?
I would suppose not.
Thing is, now that I'm actually here, all I can think about is going back home. Hell of a lot of radiation out there. Guess it's coming from the Estrella.
Correct. The Estrella's last time jump ruptured a generator, diffusing radiation throughout the region.
Thus the radiation dampness.
I was going to try to blow up the warhead. Okay. And kaboom, I'm dead. Restarting. Alright, gotta make it over there. Let's go.
Shields at 95%.
I'm coming up on the drive bay now.
Warheads nearby, Jack. Please be mindful of their extreme radiation levels.
You won't be able to handle them directly, Jack. Maybe your new tool could help.
At least a small amount of that data is relevant to the biomass. We can use it in our development of a cure.
I just had a little vertigo there. Alright, I'm trying to experiment here, guys. This is gonna kill me, but... Oh god, I was gonna see if it was gonna hit that asteroid and blow up. It did not. I don't know if this is going to be part of the game at some point where I have to move these warheads out of the way or not. I'm just going to assume that there's going to probably be something like this. Grab it. Safety. Alright. Well, we have to move warheads. Oh, I see. Those are the warheads it's talking about. Yeah, I don't know why I highlighted those other ones. Right, let's just regenerate. Let's regenerate.
Jack, the charging docks and cargo drones will provide radiation protection on the way to the drive bay. Just remember, their range is finite. You'll need to exercise care as you advance from one to the next.
Exercise care. I can do that. Alright, we'll come from this side.
Shields at 95%.
Warheads removed. Entry into the drive bay is now clear.
Copy that. Standing by.
Just gotta recharge them.
Now heading for the fuel cells.
Great. We'll keep a working cargo drone on standby.
Another problem.
Just look for a good fuel cell and we'll handle the rest.
Roger that.
Another problem with this game, and I really enjoy it. I love the technology, I love the art, and it's starting to happen again, is the optimization of it. For no apparent reason, all of a sudden it will just start freaking out. What is this?
Shields at 95%.
Apollo, do these controls operate the door?
Correct. To open the door, both controls will need to be engaged at the same time.
I've gained access to the drive bay.
Wait, those pillars in the center, are those...
The Astrea's FTL drives, yes.
do they still work?
Theoretically. But unfortunately, they're of little use to us. With such a high concentration of biomass forms in this area, any attempt to remove one of the drives would prove futile.
Dr. Harlan, I'm noticing these ticks appear to be less evolved than those we've previously encountered.
Must have carried over from the last time jump. No doubt just as dangerous. I advise avoidance at all costs.
Jack, my monitoring systems are offline here. You'll need to manually inspect each fuel cell in order to determine its viability. Simply scan their data ports to get started.
Okay. The problem is, I have...
A spent biomass torpedo.
Just like every other that was left behind here. Useless for my research, unfortunately. As soon as one detonates, accessing its incubator is no longer tenable.
The doctor guy, God, it's just, why are you talking so...
Given the damage the Astrea has sustained, I would not expect even a simple system such as this to remain operational. How was that achieved?
The Astrea was built for war. Her high level of redundancy and modularity limits most damage to the compartment that sustained it. In the case of that display, it is still receiving power from micro-generators and integrated capacitors.
All within that part of the ship?
All within that hallway.
We would never even consider building something so vulnerable to the biomass.
Suffice to say, Doctor, the biomass was not a threat we anticipated. Though I'm afraid beyond that, the details are classified.
course they are.
So yeah, the game's not really well optimized. So one of the problems you run into is all of a sudden, just out of the blue, you start doing this, and you just start stuttering. It's not graphics. It's everything's working perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, it just hits a point, and just does this. So you just see a quick bleep, and then I'll be right back. And you just gotta close the game.
Jack, before we remove any fuel cells, you'll first need to check their condition. Access the data ports.
Alright guys, we're back. You'll notice nothing stuttering anymore. It's like you just have to shut the game off and then restart it again. So I don't know how close this is. I'm probably going to die. I'm just going to try and see if I can sneak past these guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Is there anything like the other ticks?
Fuel cell located.
Use the data port and I'll expose the cell for visual inspection. Exposing fuel cell for your inspection, Jack.
Empty. I'll have to keep looking.
There. I think again, if I just stick to the edges, avoid those dudes in the middle there. I just wish there was something I could activate to get them lured away. Don't touch those things. Touch them. Everybody out there is doing well.
Accessing fuel cell.
Again, this is not
Another empty cell.
Apollo, you're sure there's a good fuel cell there?
I never said I was sure, Captain Rhodes. It's simply the most likely location on my ship to contain a viable fuel cell, if any were remaining.
Right. If any were remaining.
Jack, the data ports you need to access are located on the storage units running along the room's perimeter.
The units may be covered in biomass, but the ticks seem to prefer the center of the room.
Exposing fuel cell for inspection.
This does not look good. These cells are all empty.
It's going to be the last one, isn't it?
Exposing cell for visual inspection.
Viable fuel cell located. Hopefully enough to power Dr. Harlan's FTL drive.
Nicely done, Jack. I'm sending a drone your way.
Send two.
What for? It's only one fuel cell.
Just trust me. Send two.
Warning, lead drone compromised.
Jack, what's going on?
The ticks swarmed the lead cargo drone.
And that is why you send two.
I don't think we'll be using that one again.
Backup drone malfunctioning.
More ticks. The lead drone is disabled, but the backup still has a chance.
Pesky bastards, aren't they?
I'll clear them off.
Oh, yeah, it's easier said than done. That's what's that. I can't examine the drive.
Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%. cargo.
Jack, I've activated the release controls on the fuel cell.
Prefer to see the job through to the end anyway.
Okay, great. We'll see you in a bit.
Let's go.
Cargo drone returning in T-minus 10 seconds.
Better grab on or stay clear, Jack.
If you wish to return now, I advise taking hold of the drone. Cargo drone departing in 3, 2, 1. Firing thrusters.
The fuel cell is clear of the drive bay.
Right. We'll have some cargo clamps ready to receive it here.
Giddy up. Giddy up. Yeah, doggy. Yeah. This is awesome. Only way to travel. Although, shit. I don't think I got the side mission to get my things up ready. What's up there?
Surprised to see welders haven't changed all that much in 400 years.
That design is actually from a historical archive. It was the standard for most of the 23rd century. I'm afraid it's the closest approximation to a welder I could fabricate. I hope it's acceptable.
Perfectly adequate, Juno. Thank you.
Yep.
Cargo inbound to destination. Decreasing speed for final descent.
Looking good, Cowboy Jack. Steady as she goes. Hookup controls are over near the cargo clamps.
Cell in place and ready to be secured.
Well, I should probably charge myself. Because I'll be honest with you, I am pretty beat up. How delicious. Sure where do you want me to go now? Oh. There. Am I supposed to... Delivery thrusters. So I guess that's the add-on. Okay. I got this grip ejector. So this is the one Does the green mean I didn't achieve it? Status gauge on wrist. not really sure what that means. All right, guys, we're going to cut it here. We did that mission over there. Oh, and the game is just freaking out again. All right, anyways, we're just going to close it down here. My hands are a nightmare. Look at this. We got to go that way and get biomass. I'm not sure what that entails. I'm going to try and scan more stuff and see if I can get some of these extra... Oh, yeah, I don't know how bad that's coming through on the recording, but it is atrocious. All right, well, thanks for coming along. Hopefully we'll get end of this mission in this game. I'm just trying to get through it at this point. I hope you guys will stick around. I am just kind of getting over it, but I'm not going to start a story and not finish it. I'm just not going to do that. It's not fair for those joining along, and I myself am curious. Oh, this is nauseating. I myself am curious what the end result's going to be, what the end story's going to be. So we'll try to complete it up, bugs and all, man, bugs and all. It's just sometimes it's just worse than other days. I got more of these guys I got to scan. Oh, I see what I got to do. So he's going in a pattern. He's going down there. He's coming back here. So I need to go over there, get on board, and take him for a ride. Yeah, we'll do that next time. See you in 2 weeks. Next week is going to be Resident Evil 4. I think we're getting near the end. Just got a hunch that we are a video or two away at most from the end of that whole thing. I'm sorry I didn't talk a whole lot in this, just because the dialogue in this game likes to pop up. And it's just annoying to try to talk, and all of a sudden, things are happening. So, but all right, I'll see you guys next time. I mean, it's beautiful graphics. It's just not optimized, and it's just poorly done. And then it looks like the developer team just moved on and didn't really fix the problems. So I guess in the end, do I recommend this game? I don't. Read the story, watch the story, whatever. I don't recommend buying it. It's not cheap, and it's not worth it. Even on sale, I don't think it's really worth it. So, all right, guys, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. Bugs.